Okay, we're going to start working on drawing our roof truss assemblies. And I thought I'd give you a quick overview of what we're looking at. But essentially, here you go. We're looking to build a lot of identical assemblies. These are called trusses up here that we can start to begin to frame out our roof. And you can see how they sit onto the double top plate that you installed previously. And you can see now while we hang over 6 inches on the end, that gives us a nice little overhang on the front and back of our house. The truss plan is drawn from the back so that we can see some of these truss pieces. Let's take a look at the pieces of trusses real quick, the names. The bottommost member is called the bottom chord. The angled rafter pieces, they'll call them top chords. I'll probably just call them long, short rafters. And then we're going to have some plates or gussets that help hold all the pieces together. So bottom chord, rafters, and gussets. Here's the plan that we're going to be following and recreating. You're going to be looking to make this. I'm going to actually have you make this plan. You can see we have our gusset here, short rafter, long rafter, and the bottom chord. Wanted to point out a few details on the truss assemblies you'll be building. They're almost all identical. They almost all are just like this one right here where we have the gusset, bottom chord, left, right, or short and long rafters. Those we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. We then have some very simplified stripped down versions out here on the ends that have no bottom chord and no gusset. These are called our fly rafters. And we have one final version. It's the only one like it in the whole building, and it has short rafter, long rafter, and just a bottom chord, but the bottom chord is on the opposite side, and that's so that it doesn't interfere with the sheathing that will ultimately go on out here. So we have 3 different versions of this rafter, but they all use the same pieces. So let's go ahead and get going on creating this. You should have your wall plan open that we created in the previous step with your loft walls. You should be right here at this step right here in double top plate. Now we want to get up our building plans because what we're ultimately trying to do is recreate our truss just like this. Let me get the plans open. Okay, calling up the building plan. Why don't we get started? Why don't we start with this bottom chord? We won't worry about the angles. Let's just worry about the overall 48-inch length of 2x4. So from our drawing, we want to create a 2x4, R for rectangle. On edge preferably. 1.5, comma 3.5. And we're going to pull that thing out 48 inches. There we go. Let's triple click in. And I'm going to brush, B for brush. And I'm going to give it a nice wood color. Material, wood, and here we go. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and make it, triple click in, make it a component. I'm going to call it bottom chord. Now, I need to rotate that thing. Q for rotate, and let's get it up on edge. There we go. And let's move it over a little bit closer to our house. Here we go. Okay, we have our bottom chord now. Alright, back to the plan. On the plan, then we have a short rafter and a long rafter. Let's just get some wood to work with on that. Back to the drawing. I'm going to just duplicate this, M for move, press and release control, and I've made a copy. Now, I'm going to make it unique. And I need to make it a little bit bigger. Push, pull. Here we go. I want to do the same thing for my other side. I'm just making some material here. M for move, press and release control, make a copy. I'm going to make it unique. And I'm going to push, pull, give me some more room to work with here. There we go. Let's go back to our plan now. Alright, now on our plan, we see that these need to be cut at 17 degrees. On our plan, we can see that our long rafter, it has a 40-degree cut, and our short rafter has a 17-degree cut. We can also think of that as this is up 40 degrees from 0 and this is up 17. So let's go back to our drawing, and on the long rafter, let's select it. Then let's press the Q, which is rotate. Click on a corner, it has to be on a corner. Stretch out your rotation and click again. Now I can rotate this, and notice in the angle window down to the bottom right, I can actually specify an angle. I'm going to go with 40 on this one, 40 degrees. And on this one, I'm going to grab the end. Q is the rotate tool, which is also over here in the toolbar. This is rotate. Quick key for that is, or protractor. Quick key for that is Q. And I'm going to bring it up 17 degrees. There we go. Now if I marry these two together, M for move, grab a corner, and let's put those together. There we go. We're going to start getting our angles chopped in. I'm going to go ahead and make a tool real quick for myself by selecting here Q for rotate, and I'm just going to make I'll make a copy of it. I need something that's straight up and down, that's all. M for move. There we go, I got something straight up and down. Now, I'm going to drill in, triple click in until I see the dots on the face of this board. I'm going to hit L for line, and I'm going to follow that down, straight down, and I'm going to push that away. Oops, triple click in, and I'm going to push this excess away. Gone. Now I'm going to drill into this short rafter, left side. Triple click in until I see the dots. L for line, and take it to the bottom. And now I can P for push that excess away. Now when I take my tool out of there, my plumb tool, and I look at my rafters, I've made the end cuts that I needed. Here we go. Let's put those back together. M for move. Excellent. Let's take a look back at our plans. Okay, I made a quick change here to the plan because we're going to need some more dimensions, specifically that this bottom chord is 9¼ inches down from the peak. So let's go ahead and place that now. Let me close this one. Alright, bottom chord 9¼ inches from the peak. Take this, let's space bar, M for move, 9.25. Alright, now we just need to slide it into position, M for move, somewhere in here. Another dimension that we need from the plan is right here, 14.5 down onto this long truss, long rafter here. So let's mark that out. T for tape. 14.5. There we go. Excellent. Very good. We can get rid of our little tool here. Actually, I think we'll want that for later. M for move. Let's do some trimming on this bottom chord. Now I've got it into the rafters. We're going to move that out in just a bit, but let's trim it here now. L for line, and cut that away. Very good. Other side, L for line, and we'll cut that away. P for push, gone. Alright, now we have our bottom chord. Now there's something I want you to pay attention to here, especially when you're assembling it. Let's move this to the outside. There we go. You're going to be laying roof sheathing on top of this. We do not want our bottom chord to stick up above this rafter. it would be such a bad thing, as a matter of fact, that we're going to go ahead and lower this down an additional 1/4 of an inch so that it's below the rafters. So all I'm going to do to pull that off, just click on it, M for move, start dragging it down, and type in 0.25. There we go. We're going to want that little bit of a gap right there as an insurance policy. Excellent, looking great. Now let's get the lengths of our rafters, then we need our gusset, and we're about done. All right, we get our blueprint back up, and we can see that our overall rafter length for the long rafter is 63 and 3/16. Let's go ahead and mark that out. 63 and 3/16. T for tape from the peak, pulling down the edge. 63 space 3/16, enter, and it put a nice little T on there for us. But what do we do with that? Well, what we do with that is we can take our tool over here. Hey, look at that. Because we did not make it unique, it's got the bottom chord stuff on it. And I'm just going to line it up right there with my 63 and 3/16. I'm going to triple click in. I'm going to do L for line, and I'm going to pull this down right there. There we go. And I'm going to push pull that away. Boom, love it. Alright, and we check the plan for the short rafter length. It's 52 and 15/16. 52 and 15/16. T for tape, pulling it down. 52 space 15/16 inches assumed if you don't press anything. I'm going to bring my little tool over here now, grab the edge, lock it to the guide point, triple click in, L for line, down, triple click in, and push that part away. Got it. We're getting somewhere. A little cleanup here. Let's get rid of that guide point. There we go. It's good to clean up as you go. And we've got a guide point over here. Let's get rid of that little guy. There we go. Alright, what else do we have to do here? Well, we've got to get our seat cut. This is where it's going to actually sit on the double top plate. So we've got to cut in our seat cut right here. How can we figure that out? Well, let's go with this dimension, 1 3/4 on the short rafter down from the top. Let's go ahead and plug that in, 1 3/4. T for tape, pulling down 1.75. There we go. Now, this, I should be able to just pull that all the way across. Well, let's see here. I'm going to rotate this guy. Q for rotate, 90 degrees. Bring him on over here. A little straight edge, snap it to the guide point, triple click in, L for line, and cut that cat off. P for push, push it away. Alright, let's get rid of that guide point that we made before. Beautiful. Let's check the plan. 1 1/4 for the face of this long rafter. Coming over here, T for tape, 1 1/4, 1.25. 1.25 inches is assumed. Bring my little tool down over here. Line it up to the guide point. Triple click in, L for line, P for push pull, push it away. Delete the guide point. Excellent. You're looking good. You've actually got everything done on this now except for the gusset. Now for the gusset we're going to need some material. We can steal some over here from our shed floor. Control C, Control V. We're going to need, now be careful here, you're going to want to make it unique. Make unique. And let's put it to work. Let's first get it into the right position. Q for rotate, up 90. Q for rotate. Turn it 90. Now, let's get rid of some of these pieces here. We need it, according to the plan, 8 inches tall and 24 inches long. Well, let's do that. T for tape, 8 inches, and T for tape, 24. All right, let's draw some lines in here. L for line. Let's get rid of that. P for push-pull. Oh, stop it. And L for line. All right, you want to play tough guy, huh? I'm just going to delete it then. I think that worked. There's something way out there yet, though. Well, here nor there. Let's get it up there and do some trimming on it. M for move. I want to find the center of this thing, midpoint. I want to take it to the midpoint up here. Let's see what my plans look like. I'm not sure if it's at the midpoint. Almost looks like it's off midpoint. We want to try and get as much of that material holding our truss together as possible. It is a structural item, but then again, we don't want this bottom to be hanging off like that over there. So let's do this. I want to move this thing a little bit over. We're just trying to find a happy spot here. Hey, look at that. Oh, I like that. All right, so I've just slid it over so that my corner lined up down there. Now I'm going to cut the top. L for line. Here we go. And L for line. Here we go. Now I want to push those away. Push that away. There we go. I want to brush this thing a slightly different color. B for brush. Let's make it this. There we go. So it stands out a little bit. All right, now I'm going to move that guy out. And same thing as the assembly of our bottom cord. We want to move that thing down a 1/4 inch so it doesn't interfere with the roof line later on. And down 0.25. There we go. We have our first truss made. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the whole thing, make it a group, and I'm going to highlight the whole thing and also make it a component. Excellent. Now let's start putting them into place on our drawing, on our model. M for move, grab the corner, and I'm just going to set one right above this stud. Now they're going to go above all the studs 16 inch on center. I went with this one here because it's an easy, oh, don't move the wall. Now I just need to move it up to the double top plate. I think I went off stud there though. There we go. I need to move it out 2 inches. And now I can move it up to the top of my double top plate. There we go. So I got it in place now. It should go from wall to wall. Oh, a little bit of a design issue here. Oh, look at that. It's like my angles are off or something. We're going to go with that though. Alright, now I can just repeat those, moving it down, grabbing here, press and release control, 1, 6, enter. Grab on here, press and release control, 1, 6, enter. Grab on here, press and release control, 1, 6, enter. That's about all I can do over there. Let's go the front direction, M for move, press and release control, 1, 6, enter. Press and release control, 1, 6, enter. Press and release Control 1/6 enter. Press and release Control. And this one's going to go right to the edge of our house in the front here, and then I've got to slide it out. There we go. And we can do the same back here. M for move, press and release Control. I'm going to take it right to this edge. And then I'm going to slide it out. Keep it on the axis. Oh, I added one. Shouldn't have did that. Alright, and then let's take one out to the end back here. M for move. Okay, but we have some things we have to fix here because we don't want to have all these cords and gussets hanging out here in the end. So I need to make this unique. Make unique. Now, within that assembly, I need to delete that and delete that. There we go. Now I have my own assembly. I want to move this one to the front. M for move. Press and release Control. Let's take it out here for our fly rafter. There we go. Excellent. And last thing we need to do here on this second one, we need to make it unique, and we can get rid of the gusset altogether on this one because it's going to have sheathing all the way up. And M for move, we're going to move this little darling to the total opposite side. And that should be it. We have all of our trusses made and they are in place. Great job.